Hi everyone, this is Killshot99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 9, spoilers and more. So we are switching over to The Walking Dead. Look, we know it's right around the corner. Had some information that I wanted to talk to you guys about, but we're still confirming a few things. One thing I will tell you, this is going to be a spoiler stream. So about 90% of what you've seen on other YouTube channels is going to be completely balled up, thrown in the trash, pissed on, thrown out, whatever the case may be. There's been so much clickbait stuff in the last 60 days. It's absolutely disgusting. So we're going to talk about it. It looks like a pretty good story, very straightforward. About, I'd say 90% of what we're going to talk about tonight is going to be confirmed. There's a few more things that are, I'm going to give you bits and pieces, which will lead you to believe the next part of the story. So stay tuned. We got a little bit of everything tonight. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the off season with December and also January. And hey, the good news is Walking Dead is live in a couple weeks. The bad news is that in 3 months the season is over. Oh, all right. I didn't want to deflate everybody. So before we get into tonight's stream, can I give a shout out to the Patreon Army up there right on the screen? I mean, great group of people. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do. Absolutely incredible. Our PDL sponsors, our green team. We're going to do some incentives later on as we get closer and closer to the kickoff of The Walking Dead. I see E-Beach in the house. What's going on, Eric? Good to see you. So let me say this. Once again, we got people still rolling in the stream. Thank you guys for being here and being patient with some of our rescheduling while we confirmed a little bit of information. We are not a spoiler channel. We talk spoilers, but that is not our backbone. It's not what we do. And for those of you new, I just want to set the stage and be crystal clear. What we do with the Walking Dead season is, and I'll set it up day to day, and then we'll get into tonight's topic. So on Sundays, we do a countdown and we do reactions. And then on Mondays, we do a recap. And then on Wednesdays, we do bold predictions before we know what's going to happen. That's really kind of the driving force behind our channel, is that we like to get together and talk about what we think's going to happen before all the spoilers come out. Well, the spoilers are already out. So that kind of means that we're not going to be able to funnel anything for the next 10 days. That's why, as much flack as we caught, some of the people were like, hey, when's the next Walking Dead stream? When do we talk spoilers? Effectively, when we do this spoiler stream tonight, it's going to take all the guesswork out of what we typically do over the next 10 days. So we might do a Walking Dead stream or two leading up to it, a little bit of a hype video. But I can't really go in and say, hey guys, what do you think is going to happen when we know what's going to happen? I know it sounds obvious, but it's not obvious to everybody because there's people that want to talk Walking Dead every single day. And when the season starts, I am one of those people that wants to talk Walking Dead every single day. I'm right there with you. But we can't talk about things when it's not available to us. So today, if you've not seen spoilers, I'm going to give you some information. Are you guys ready to jump into it? If you guys are ready to jump into it, let's talk about it. And you're right, Tom Bug Ferreira. There's some freaky stuff that is going to go on this season. I'm going to be straightforward with you. Once again, warning, we've got spoiler information. We've got some confirmation of spoiler information, not crazy George Drake stuff that's out there. Real stuff. And I would love nothing better than for you guys to go back to some of those people that have been putting clickbait stuff out for the last 2 months and just start lighting up their comment section and say, this was wrong, this was wrong, this was wrong, this was wrong. It's nothing but fluff. It's nothing but entertainment. So here we go, everybody. We're going to jump into a little bit of spoiler information. So first and foremost, let's talk about the cave. So the cave, there's been a lot of variations. We've heard from spoiler sites that, initially it was Kelly's going to die, Connie's going to die, who's going to die in the cave, who's filming, who's not filming. Well, apparently there's no confirmation that either die. However, there is confirmation that some major things are going to go down in the cave. So here's what is being reported right now. So the cave is going to be this kind of, first of all, it's very dark, like literally dark. It's one of those kind of like, remember the scene where Negan went into Alexandria and there were all those rumors that Carl was going to get stabbed and die. And that whole episode was shot really, really dark. So apparently this cave scene is shot extremely dark. That it is, it's hard to see, it's hard to tell, what goes on. But it looks like we're going to get the psychology of Daryl and Carol again. Now, I'm not here to criticize, but this story's kind of played out a little bit, so I'm ready to move on past it. But apparently it's going to be Carol wanting revenge, a la Maggie wanting revenge, a la Carol wanting revenge again. And she leads on that not only does she want to kill Alpha, she wants to torture Alpha. And then Daryl's going to kind of give her that, hey, I don't care. I don't care if she is evil. He's going to give her that Daryl Dixon speech about we don't fight for revenge, we fight for the future. It's supposed to be a direct quote that Daryl gives her. So, it seems to sink in a little bit. Carol's going to give him kind of like, I'm sorry, you're right. But then she's going to go crazy Carol mode again. And what I mean by that is that with this whole cave exploration thing, supposedly they find items that are down there. I've heard a canary cage, some type of rations. But the big reveal in the cave is the dynamite. So Carol apparently finds dynamite. Now, the timing of how this happens is still a little bit foggy, but it does appear that Jerry is like Superman. They're climbing over Jerry and lifting people out of the cave. But this is not explained why this happens and how this happens. Apparently, Carol wants to blow up the cave. Now, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So I'm almost wondering if Carol is trying to blow a hole in the cave to get them out. I don't see Carol getting out of the cave and saying, hey, this cave was a bad place. Boom. I'm going to blow it up with two people still in there. So the way it's being reported, and this is why I didn't want to rush right out and give you guys information, is because it is a little cliffhangerish at this point. It's a new word, right? Cliffhangerish. But supposedly some events go down in a certain way that Magna and Connie get trapped in the cave. And certainly, it could be about the walkers that are still there. Carol wants to blow a hole in the wall. She wants to trap the walkers down there. There's some miscommunication. Now, when there's only a few of you down there, it seems awfully, you get a head count, right? But apparently they don't get a head count. Carol wants to blow this place up. The walkers, whatever, trap them down there. And Connie and Magna supposedly get trapped in the cave. Now, this is reaction time for everybody. How many people said a month ago, Kills, there's no way Connie dies because it just doesn't make any sense, and Daryl and Connie, they have to hit it off. We need that relationship, so on and so forth. And because we talked about this, right? We talked about how it was reported that Kelly was going to die, and then it got reversed, and it was supposedly going to be Connie. So now we don't have a confirmation that Connie dies because it is a cliffhanger, but it looks like it's going to be set up like this. Well, that's not necessarily true, Disc, because it does make sense that Connie dies. And I'm going to tell you why it makes sense that Connie dies. Because I'm going to combine what we know happens with what we know happens next. I'm going to give you some new information that maybe you don't know. and why this really sets the stage of torture. Okay, if you guys want a super bold, kill shot only prediction that you're not going to find anywhere else on YouTube or the internet, I'm going super, super bold right now, putting my reputation on the line. I don't do clickbait. I do CSI mode. So I'm going to funnel this down for everybody. We're going to take confirmation, theory, confirmation. We're going to sandwich it together, and we're going to create a nice reality sandwich for you guys right here, right now. All right. So here's what happens next. And this is why I think this is important. So supposedly, while Magna and Connie are down in the cave with these walkers, suffocating, not enough air, all of those things, Daryl, being Daryl, wants to find another entrance. Carol just blew the place all to Kingdom Come. So Daryl is looking for a way to get back in. So Daryl walks around the side of the cave. Well, who does he run into on the other side of the cave? He runs into Whispers and Alpha. So it appears that Daryl and Alpha have a showdown. So he stabs her in the shoulder. He kills a few. He grabs some branch. He stabs her in the shoulder. Well, supposedly, she slices his leg. Now, this is why this is important. Because remember all the information that we've gotten so far. Everybody they've talked to in interviews says the second half is it's like adrenaline. It's fast-paced. It's going to be like you're out of breath, like you're panicking. Something happened. So I get the feeling this is about oxygen in the cave, right? That if Daryl doesn't do something to get them out, that they're going to die. So this fight is a stall tactic for the viewers to keep Daryl occupied so he cannot do what? Leave your thoughts and comments right here because we're going to piece it together. So if Daryl's busy fighting, common sense question here, everybody, what is Daryl not doing? And while we're doing that, do me a favor. We got several hundred people popped in this stream and only 25 or 30 hitting the like button. If you guys are ready to talk Walking Dead, if you guys are ready to kick this season off, hit that like button. We're going to be here. Once the season starts, we're going to be here every night streaming. So we're kicking it off right now. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So, back to Disc's point when he said he doesn't think Connie dies. I absolutely think Connie dies. So, if Carol is talking about revenge, right? Carol's talking about making her suffer. Daryl's not on board with that. Daryl is giving the idea that it's about fighting for the future. So somebody needs to get on somebody else's philosophy here. So we're going to push Daryl to the point of revenge. And what would push Daryl to the point of revenge of getting to a point where he wants Alpha to suffer? Getting in a fight with Alpha and not being able to rescue Connie from the cave? We're so used to seeing these heroes. We're used to seeing the heroes kind of get their way. Connie dying and not seeing Connie die, but the implication that she's dead, I think it's a big, big move, and it's a heartbreaker for Daryl. That's what it's going to take to push Daryl. We've already got Carol on the dark side, but if we're going to go to war with the Whispers, you can't be giving speeches about fighting for the future. That stuff is out the window. This is not about fighting for the future. This is about being as ruthless and barbaric as we can possibly be. And it is going to take ruthlessness. And speaking of ruthlessness, as Daryl gets injured and cannot save Connie and Magna, it appears that we are finally going to get the evil and the darkness that we deserve. So here is spoiler number 2. Major spoiler number 2. So how many people were, over the last month or so, said we need to really ramp up the violence and the recklessness and the ruthlessness of Alpha, Beta, and the Whisperers? Tom Bug, I know Beta going to be doing some evil stuff, and that is exactly where we're transitioning. Bug, since I've heard he goes on a mission in Alexandria. So once again, we were on top of this really, really early, that Beta has seemed somewhat redeemable. And you can't have, other than Gamma, I don't think you can have Whispers that are redeemable. So the path that Beta is going to take is going to be a point of no return path. Alpha's already there. But if there's ever any doubt that Beta is along for the ride, let's dispel that right now. So Beta appears to find tunnels. Now what was interesting is last season, when they kept showing that one little hut, and you didn't really know what that hut means, and there was some mystery around some parts in Alexandria. I'm not sure that that's the area, but Dante has discovered, supposedly, some various tunnels into Alexandria, and Beta is going to use those tunnels. Gamma has turned herself in. She's locked up. She's basically Negan 2.0. But what we're hearing is that Beta goes full Glenn Savior mode and murders people in their homes in their sleep. I mean, like straight Friday the 13th. So this is either going to be a callback to Friday the 13th, but while people in Alexandria, the other thing is, I don't know, I mean, I get it, there's tunnels, but I don't know how you wouldn't be on high alert, like literally a mile all the way around Alexandria. Like I would have that whole area completely canvassed every single night. I mean, you're at war with crazy people. So I don't know who all Beta is going to kill, but apparently he is just reckless, going through houses, going through the streets, and just destroying people's lives. So we've got the cave, and we've got the interest in the cave. Now, again, we've got Daryl giving the let's fight for the future speech. We got Carol wanting to go barbarian mode. And now we got Beta in Alexandria murdering Daryl's friends and family. So if I had to guess right now, I would say Daryl's probably going to lean more toward I'm going to have to torture a few people. Which brings me to spoiler news number 3. How many people became a Father Gabriel fan last season when he went he went crazy mode? I think he earned like a whole new respect from some of the viewers. Like, yeah, his story. And then he goes straight beast mode in the jail cell. Well, apparently he ain't done. Bug, I don't have information that he kills children. I don't know if that's implied. Apparently, he just goes through and just randomly starts killing people until he gets to Gamma. Because he wants to get Gamma back. So the word is that Father G is going like warlord mode. He is talking about torturing people, torturing Whisperers, pulling their teeth out, cutting them. I mean, like all this vile stuff to get any information he can get out of them. So I think it's funny, right? Father G is going crazy mode. Carol is going crazy. And Daryl's trying to keep the group together. And I know many of you have said the only way that our group is going to win the Whisperer War is to fight them the same way they are fighting. So I'm going to open it up for a couple questions. I got a few more spoilers we're going to talk about. But do you guys think that the Whisperers are afraid of our group? Do you think the Whisperers are scared? See, I don't either. And that's the problem. So what Carol's trying to do and what Father G's trying to do is instill a little bit of fear. And if you can get, look, other than Alpha and Beta, who are the real strength, they're the real glue of the Whisperers, if you can get your frontline people a little bit nervous, a little bit scared, then you can start to shake them up a little bit. So I understand a little more of what Carol's trying to do. Now, once again, I know my audience, and a lot of you were upset with Carol, but it does seem like Carol gets the big picture now. She lost Henry. She's in a tough situation. She keeps getting them in trouble, but her intentions are to end this and to instill a little bit of fear. All right. Are you guys ready for the disgusting news? That we got to get it out there. We got to get it in a stream. We're probably going to keep this stream a little bit, maybe around 30 minutes, and then we'll pick some bits and pieces and some topics that we want to talk about going forward. Because I know a lot of people want to catch the playback. So the first one we're going to do, we're going to keep it fairly mild. So, yeah, I see the emojis. So apparently these scenes of Negan and Alpha, yeah, they kick it. They get it together. It is supposedly going down. Now, I don't know that's taking one for the team. I know there's some Negan fans out there that just totally lost it. And Tom, I agree with that. Tom says on Talking Dead is implied that not all Whisperers are malicious. They're just kind of trying to survive. I don't disagree with that at all. In fact, I agree with you 100%. And I do think some of the Whisperers will be spared. Not many, but I'm going to tell you how I think that's going to go down in a little bit. Some people are saying he'll just imagine it's Sherry. Petey, I mean exactly that. Like, mask and everything. Now, I'm sorry. He's been in jail for 7 years. But I could be in jail for 70 years. And I'm just not going near her. And I don't know if it's a point. See, this is a little bit of the gray area. And let me get your thoughts on this. Because I know you're going to give me, the Negan fandom. Because some of you guys are like hook, line, and sinker with Negan. I'm not. I still think Negan is going to do the right thing eventually. But at this moment in time, this is what's important to me. And hopefully this is important to you as well. We like to make our characters very predictable and put them in a nice package and put a bow on them and say, well, Daryl's always going to do this and Carol's always going to do this and Negan used to be bad and now he's good, so he's got to be good. I don't like that. I don't like the predictability of characters, just like I don't like the predictability of people. A lot of people are unpredictable. I think Negan, at least what we're supposed to accept with Negan right now, is undecided about where he wants to go and what he wants to do and how he can contribute. I don't think Negan is a mastermind. I don't think he's planning all this right now with an end to this war in mind. I think he's experimenting. I think he's going with the flow. I think he's seeing where he fits in. Oh, that's a bad pun, isn't it? Well, now we know where he fits in. But I think this is a snapshot of who Negan is right now. But I do think that there's going to be a Judith storyline that is going to test him and make him realize what he has to do differently. I just don't think that as an audience we're supposed to know that and we're supposed to accept that yet. Now, do I feel that that's what he's going to do? Absolutely. But I don't want to go into this season with it being predetermined that he has to do A, B, and C, and that's the way it has to play out. I would actually like a few surprises along the way. We got Deadly Dimes. Deadly Dimes says, I believe Negan is the one who keeps his mask on, doing the horizontal bop. Yeah. I 100% believe he has to in order to carry out the deed, like he needed Lucille to be brewed on the past. That's why he keeps the skin suit on. A lot of detail in that, Deadly Dimes. That's probably a super chat that I'm not going to be able to easily erase from my mind. I might wake up seeing orange tomorrow morning. Thank you for that thought. I think it's a good thought. I think it's an important point of exactly who he is and what he needs to do. Because if we thought that he needed to prove his loyalty by saving Judith or saving Dog, well, imagine this. One hiccup, one mistake, and your cover is blown. Tom Bug, if it's extremely explicit, it's going to be my least favorite part. So, I'm going to use the word apparently again, because I have heard from sources it's not. That it is supposedly the chest shot of Negan, and it is short. The scene is short. And it is more implied than actually shown. Those are the three things that I've heard. And I believe that. I trust that source. You're going to know it happens, but it's not going to be very vivid that you see it. Thank goodness. But nonetheless, it's still there, and it's something that we got to deal with. So, in addition to this, there's another spoiler that's out there, and you guys have seen this. You've seen either parts of it or the lead up to it. That Negan also gives up Gamma, which leads to the situation with Beta. Is you got a spy on your hands, no bones about it, giving up Gamma. Now, see, this is why I think it's important to understand Negan's character. So why would Negan... I'm not saying Gamma is 100% innocent, but if Negan is as schoolboyish and helping Alexandria as much as you guys say, why would he give up and potentially risk the one redeemable person? Gamma, she's trying to change. She's trying to move on. So why would Negan do that if he weren't about himself? So that to me just kind of further proves the argument that he's just not to be trusted yet. And I agree. So Bones Negan saves Negan first. So we briefly touched on this, but I'm going to give you bold prediction number 2, and I want it to be a permanent part of this video. So, as I said, you guys do me a favor. If you guys are having a good time talking spoilers, we're going to mix in a little bit of our theories. I am going to ask the group just one more time. Come on, everybody. Hit that like button. Get these likes escalated, and then I'm going to go boldness round 2. Second bold prediction. You know, Tom, there's only so much sexual content they can show on AMC. So it's not HBO. It's not going to be Game of Porn type of thing. It's going to be implied. It ain't going to be a 5-minute scene. We saw more action with Yumi and Magna than we're going to see with Negan and Alpha. So I don't think you're going to need to turn away. I think you'll be okay. All right, so I'm going to go bold prediction number 2. Negan at this moment in time is trying to adapt to the Whisperer lifestyle. He's trying to eat their food. He's trying to blend. He's making out with Alpha. But 2 things I think are going to be major plot shifts. Number 1, if Alpha was going to kill Daryl, I don't think Negan gives a damn about it. If Alpha was going to kill Jerry, I don't think he cares. If Alpha was going to kill Aaron, I don't think it matters to him. Gamma doesn't matter to him. But if Negan gets word that something remotely happened to Lydia the way it happened in the comics, bets are off. He will completely flip-flop on this group, and he will completely, that is his moral character. It is who he is. Something happened to Lydia that is going to change his whole perspective of blending in with this group of savages. That's number 1, the way it could happen. Number 2 is certainly we've seen the pictures. We have the ideas of what's going to happen with Judith. So I don't have confirmation Michonne's not going to make it back. I am on record of saying she's not going to make it back. But the important part is the walkie-talkies. That was such a focal point of Michonne leaving and saying, here's the walkie-talkie. And it was so obvious, it's almost like they want to hold it up in front of the camera, like, here, audience, look, I'm handing her a walkie-talkie because that's going to come into play later on. So I think the tears with Judith are going to be something to do with a final radio conversation with Michonne. And Michonne's going to get her own episode. So a little bit more to come on that. And then the last thing that I'm going to touch on, and then we'll develop some of these thoughts later on, because this is not a spoiler. This is just some news that's floating around. I'm not going to say it's clickbait news because I am going to identify it as I'm not sure. But there's also some talk now that there's absolutely nothing wrong with Ezekiel. I am not going to say that that's a spoiler. I'm not going to predict it. But either in combat or something happens where that lump, I don't know it's going to happen. It's just what I'm hearing, that it's going to get cut and it is an infection and not cancer. So, once again, I'm just going off information that's out there. But the word is that it is not cancer and that something will happen and he will be perfectly fine. Now, I don't know that I like that. Now, look, from an Ezekiel fan, I'd love it to happen that way. From a story perspective, to me, that feels like lazy writing. You know, why did we tell this whole story of him having cancer and everybody freaking out about it, and now all of a sudden it's nothing? We'll see. But exactly. So I'm not putting my reputation on the line with that one, but I'm just saying that's the word. And then we got Cardinal Crawfish super chatting. I guess Negan trying to take the easy win, not putting a lot of effort, but definitely reaping the benefit. It sounds like someone else I know. I can't make this stream about PDL. I'll make a brief PDL announcement at the end of the stream. I already have Walking Dead fans wanting to run me out of town whenever they see me do a video that's not Walking Dead related. Heaven forbid I play a game, right? It's like, you're not allowed to play a game. You must talk about Walking Dead every day, or we will watch George Drake instead of you. So the other little tidbit of information, and this shouldn't come as a big surprise, is supposedly Aaron is going to be like the next RoboCop, and have these interchangeable type of weapons. So I don't know what they look like as of yet, but apparently he can just like take one piece off, throw another one. So he may have a mace, a knife, that might be a PDL weapon in the future, like Aaron's arm. But see, now I got the brainstorming working. But yeah, certainly Aaron's arms is probably the least most important spoiler we're going to talk about today, because there's a lot of other good information out there. And there doesn't appear to be any information on Eugene, like who Eugene was talking to or any follow-up to that so far. So they're going to drag that story to the very end. Rocket Crockett. So what do you think of the clip of Michonne with Lucille? It's not only her holding it, but actually swinging, hitting someone with it from what it looked like. Well, I mean, what do I think about it, or what information's out there? There's no information out there about it. Dream, she finds it. Weapons were taken to the island. There's so many different directions that can go right now. I really think, I mean, now that you got me on the spot, I'm not going to back away from what we talked about. I think that Michonne is over there with Virgil. Weapons have been gathered, and she's going to see some things like Lucille, like something that belonged to Rick, and it's going to click like, wait a minute. Who's been collecting this stuff? How long has this stuff been here? Where did they take him? And I think that's going to be the springboard effect of Michonne's arc, where she leaves looking for Rick. I think it's going to be something that has a relatively quick turn, where she expects to be gone just for a short period of time, and it doesn't happen quite that way. But look, Virgil's probably been out there scavenging. Lucille's over there, then she's going to put it all together. Like, wait a minute. Rick's belt, Rick's boot. I mean, anything could happen. But there's going to be a Rick clue that she's going to see. And if you guys think Michonne is going to die, you can forget it. There is no way, absolutely zero chance that they're killing Michonne. The Walking Dead fans are hungry for a reunion of Rick and Michonne at some point, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen in the movie at some point. Maybe that's the final scene that we see is her finding him, but there's no way they're killing her. None. If you think people put threats down about stop watching the show after Glenn died, that would be like ripping your heart out. For the same reason that they couldn't kill Rick is the exact same reason they can't kill Michonne. And we have just hit 40 minutes of Walking Dead chat. So to my Walking Dead fans out there, to the viewers that love spoilers and predictions and theories, are you guys glad to be back? If you're glad to be back, give this video a thumbs up. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comments, because I love being back. I love talking about the show. I love hanging out with you guys. So that message is intended for each and every one of you. To the Play Dead Live fans that have been super, super active and having a great time the last 2 months and not buying into the clickbait titles and all the other stuff, found other ways to keep themselves busy, I want to give a shout out to all of you guys as well, because we can do both. And to the third group, I want to address you as well. To the people that send subtle cryptic messages and say, you're doing something else besides The Walking Dead, I may not watch anymore, then my advice to you is don't watch anymore. But please don't threaten or hold leverage and say that I can't go out to a restaurant, I can't play a video game, that I'm controlled by this stream, because I'm going to bounce right back. One thing you guys should know about me is I'm very straightforward, I'm honest, I'm to the point. We are going to talk Walking Dead better and harder than anybody else. We always have, we always will. And when we're not, we're going to be playing Play Dead Live, and we're going to be having a good time with our PvP and our scenarios and telling our own story. Because in 3 months when The Walking Dead is over, we're going to be doing that as well. But you know what? We're going to be talking about fear. So that's my message. I've got 3 distinct groups right now. I love all of you guys, and I want to be here every night for all of you guys, but at the same time, understand that our channel is not a spoiler channel. Our channel is an entertainment channel. We can do trivia, we can do Freestyle Friday, we can do random things, we can do bold predictions, we can do Coffee with Kills, we can do Play Dead Live, and there's enough content to satisfy everybody. And if the content that you don't like happens to be streaming that night, it's okay. Watch the next night or the next night. It's fine. But just don't be kind of a halfway, 1 foot in the door. You're either in the Army or you're not in the Army. If you're in the Army, you're going to love, you're going to support, you're going to hang out with all of these people that are here. Because our group is not just about The Walking Dead. It's about this group of people that are in this stream right now. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for you guys. And when those people stop showing up, there's no reason for me to be here. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate this group. You guys are phenomenal. We will not be streaming tomorrow. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. You guys have a good time. Get out, do something non-social media related. And then Saturday morning, we're going to be here for a very big pack opening for Play Dead Live. And then Sunday, we're going to do some inventory. And then Sunday night, we're going to pick up on some more Walking Dead stuff all over again, because we are only 1 week away. Thanks to everybody. Let me give a shout out to the Patreons in the top left-hand corner. Some of these patrons have been supporting this channel for 3 years. I mean, unbelievable. Holly Pierce is a PDL sponsor. Doesn't even play it, but you can see PDL sponsors as well. Tremendous support. Thank you for you guys. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. Cardinal Crawfish. What? You went to... and didn't take a Walking Dead Funko? You're going to have to explain that one to me later. Some of them go over my head, man. I get on a tangent. How about the green team? Can I get, we're going to announce a brand new super fan coming up in the next 2 weeks. You guys get over to our Facebook fan page and vote. We got some names up there, and we're going to create some custom emojis for a lot of you guys. We're going to get our next 999 super fan of the month. So appreciate you guys. The green team, thank you so much. Those are members. If you guys want to be a patron, and whether you play Dead Live or you want to support the game, there's a link down below. It's a third-party website. Absolutely would appreciate your support. If you guys want some custom emojis and you want to become a green team and a member, there's a join button right there. And if not either one of those things, then be here every night. Do me a favor, though. If you're a subscriber, turn on your notifications, because less than 20% of all of our subscribers have that little bell enacted. And that way, when we go live, it'll just give you an immediate message saying, hey, Kills is live. They're either talking about a game or they're talking about The Walking Dead. You never know what we're going to talk about. So do me a favor. If you're not a patron or not a member, then at least hit that button and get a notification so you know exactly when we're streaming, and come here and hang out with us. And we got Gina Rocket Crockett. Thank you so much, Gina. Happy Valentine's Day. And one more thing. When you guys super chat, these super chats are actually going to the PDL game as well. So we started doing a dual benefit. So Gina Crockett right there with that wonderful message to everybody, Happy Valentine's Day. We're actually going to try to do a dual reward. So when Gina shows up on Saturday, we're going to open some packs for the Play Dead live game. So we want to just kind of give it back and keep our channels active, interesting, engaging. I could certainly, if you guys want, I can do a 5-minute clickbait video if you guys would rather the channel. Raise your hand. If you guys want me to just record a 5-minute clickbait video and make up just any off-the-wall asshat theory or prediction, and then the next day it's a different one, and the next day it's a different one. We don't want to be that channel. Thank you. That's exactly what I mean. I would rather get here live with each one of you, hang out with each one of you, because our streams, we make them ourselves. So, Cardinal Crawfish, love the Army, my dead family. I'd like a 2 and a month. I'm lost again, man. Completely lost me. You're going to have to shoot it to me in a message before we put it up there. All right, with that being said, everybody, I'll get some clarification. Happy Valentine's Day. I will see you guys Saturday morning for our pack opening. And if you're not into PDL, I'll see you Sunday night. So have a good one, everybody. Straight from the heart here. Appreciate you guys. Peace.